We're going to take a look at TAWARA Gaeshi today. It's the Bale throw. And I think it's a really interesting throw. It's one of the Judo's oldest throws, but it still has great relevance. So we're going to take a pretty close look at it in today's video. Counter. This throw is TAWARA Gaeshi. TAWARA is like a bale of hay. It's a bale. It's a big sack and bale type thing. And Gaeshi is to reverse direction. It's a roll of the counter movement type thing, roll backward. This is a very good counter to like a double leg tackle, double leg rotate gari type thing. And I know it's IJF, you know, this wouldn't be done at all because the IJF doesn't allow these moves, but certainly every other sport, combat sport, grappling sport does. So let's cover it. So, but when Mike will attack Derek on his double leg, Derek's just going to kind of roll up and kind of roll backward. Now, what Derek came up with, and I think this is a very good way to do this, is rather than just have your feet between his legs, don't actually throw. See, when you're doing this, his feet are between the legs. You want to have good control of your feet to take him over, okay? So it's not just your body flopping him over. All right, so let's look at this, and I may have you coach this in a second here. There it's almost like what we call a butterfly guard or whatever, the knees out, the feet wedged in the thigh area here. Why don't you talk about that?
So the number one thing with the other version is if you plant both your feet down, you're basically doing a suplex. And if you've got a good back bridge, you're using the momentum and you're reasonably strong, you can do it fairly well. But occasionally you get tired or maybe you're not having a good back bridge, your feet are down, he's somewhere here and he comes right down on top of you.
Show without him, just where you roll it back, without using the, without him, just read it, just do the basic roll back.
He shoots in, feet in, back.
See, that's kind of a movement of TAWARA Gaeshi with the feet, okay? Generally, what you see. Not always, but generally. But now what we're saying is you're going to flare your knees out wide with your feet in, and you have better control of his legs when you throw him over.
Number one, it gets you more round, right? Number two, with your knees flared out like that, it's going to be very difficult for him to get into a pinning position because he has to get past your legs first. And you're holding his shoulders on the back, so that's going to be very difficult for him to be able to hop over your knees while his head is in your arm.
Okay. Let's demo that. Mike, you come from this angle here. There you go. Now, guys, key in on what Derek does with his feet.
Okay, so I stop, I get a hold of his shoulders under his armpits, my base leg comes back, and then as I sit straight down, I'm going to flare my knees out. Right, just like that. And I did that a little slow so that you can see the knees flared out, but basically, it comes in like this, knees come out, you sit down, and then you're just right over there like that. Again, a nice round little ball, knees spreading out means he can't sit back down on your midsection, even if it stops somewhere halfway. And a lot of times what will happen is it'll stop halfway in the middle, like where he's on top, he tries to base out, and then you just roll him over to the side and kick him off. So it has built-in backup.
So it's really a double leg, almost double leg Hikkomi Gaeshi, really, you know what it is. But if you didn't do that, if you didn't have that leg control there, he's just really rolling him and the momentum is taking him and his body weight is taking him over. Do that without the butterfly action. So if he's just coming in and it's kind of hard, well, he does like the Sumi Gaeshi or the Hikkomi Gaeshi stuff, but he's just rolling backwards, okay? And I don't think it's as strong of a throw as if you can control him with your feet and your legs. And this way you can, okay? So let's do it one more time. He comes in, drops, rolls over, all right? And again, can you have your back toward the Derek, and then Mike, you just stay there, and just from that position, he's going to drop in on you. See how you use the feet, okay? and then puts you right over on top. Again, you always run a roll all the way over on top of him, and you're on top of him in a pinning situation. You know, and it's just like almost like a bottom newaza, you know, pass or a turnover from a bottom newaza, except you're starting standing. What you're doing, and you know, you get some points for it. And again, if I'm a referee and I'm looking at who's through who, he initiated the attack, yes. He stayed around, he controlled with his legs, and he threw him over. Think, oh, that's a counter technique. That's Gaeshi Waza. That's a counter technique. But if he didn't do any of that stuff and just went on his back and tried to roll him, he threw him. He was the first one to hit his back, and we want to not be in that position. Okay. And if you can, also kiai, sa, to sell it to the referee, because he was the attacker. If he's yelling sa, you know, oh, he's getting my attention, you know, to do that. So you don't have to yell sa. Just one more time, and butterfly style. Pretty lousy attack there. Right. Now let's look at the other two. Let's compare those two. It's Hikkomi Gaeshi with a 1 foot style. It's Hikkomi where he comes in 1 foot. See how I use the leg? That's the Hikkomi Gaeshi approach. And the other one, the very first one we did tonight, was the Uki Waza approach. So you have 3 different ways to do TAWARA GAESHI. TAWARA means Bale, you know, Bale paid, rice Bale, that type of thing. And Gaeshi is a counter reverse movement type throw. Okay? I want to spend a little time on this because they're interesting throws, and they're really good counters for a guy who is, and even if he's not shooting a double leg or something, he just may be really bent over and not engaging. Well, this could be a good way to turn him and flip him. Do it if he's just not engaging. Here's a good point. If Mike's not even attacking, he's just bent over. There you go. So you threw him with a TAWARA GAESHI. Okay, so it's a good throw. It's an old throw. This is one of the very early throws from Jiu-Jitsu that came into Judo back around the 1880s, 1890s. One of the very first techniques in Kodokan Judo. So it's, and again, we adapted to make it work for us. Okay? Let's give that a try and we'll move on to more stuff. First of all, Mike will be coming in low and grabbing. Now, we're going to work on the way, all Eric is doing, or Derek is doing, is he's just grabbing Mike's body. He's just hugging him. That's all he's doing. He's hugging the body here. See this? And how you hug him is totally up to you. Just grab him, lock your hands together. Don't lace your fingers. But you can, if you really grab him, that's fine. But he's just hugging the guy. Now, Mike shot on a real nice penetration with his, you know, double leg. So he's doing this right. So this is ideal for the counter that Derek would do. He's going to grab the upper body here. Now, when he does this, remember Mike's head is over here on Derek's right hip. Okay? All right. Derek's going to be rolling over his left hip and flank over here, his leg, in kind of an Uki Waza type thing. Okay? So you'll see what he does here. Just go ahead and roll back. Comes right over on top. You roll over on top of it. It's a momentum type throw. We did that slow, so you can see, we parsed it out. So if Mike came in rather fast, boom, there you go. Be sure you roll over on top of them, because a lot of times, I know in Judo or Sambo, Judo, the first guy that hits the mat, is the guy going to have the points called against him, okay? So you don't want any break in the action. You want to keep rolling and keep control of the body. So if you're Derek, you want to keep controlling Mike's body and keep rolling him and roll over on top of him to let it be known that you're winning. Now, the reason I like to teach Uki Waza style first here is because Derek's not just falling flat on his back and rolling. He's going more over, in this case, his left hip area, his left flank area here, his whole left side here. So when Mike comes in, you know, like that, and he rolls over. So when Mike does come in, he shoots. Like that, okay? Mike, can you come on here a little closer out here, guys? Can you come in here and do it fairly slow? And so you see how Derek has to, see, he grabs and he shoots and he rolls. See how he rolled over his left shoulder, okay? To me, that's a very effective form of TAWARA GAESHI, because Derek's not exposing, landing on his back hard or flat. The referee's not going to give a point to Mike, okay? And in a real street fight, too. I mean, this could be done, some guys, done some wrestling and watched some MMA fights or something, he shoots a double leg, Derek can grab the guy and roll him over and not have to worry about rolling onto his back or head. He's rolling over his, in this case, his left side. So one more time, he shoots, grabs, like that. Okay. So we're going to do TAWARA GAESHI again, okay, the Bale throw, the Bale, reverse direction throw. And it's going to look very much like a Hikkomi Gaeshi, and you'll see with a foot up between the middle. Always remember, you want to sell it to the referee, okay? So if your case of the Judo or Sambo situation, or submission grappling, make sure that you keep rolling. If you're the guy throwing, so if you're Derek throwing Mike, Mike's coming in for a double leg, Derek wants to sell by keeping rolling. It's always a good idea to yell sa, kiai, because a lot of times you can buy a point by just fooling the ref by yelling sa when you do it. So it might be helpful to you too. Just sell it like a pro wrestler sells a move in the ring, well, we can sell it too. It's just the same type of thing. But what's going to happen here is Mike's going to come in the double leg. Derek's going to grab over the top, like we've been doing. But in this case, when he steps in, he's going to put one foot up, and he's going to lift it. And he's going to help lift Mike over in a Hikkomi Gaeshi type thing, okay? He doesn't have room to do Tomoe-nagi, but he certainly has room to do this. And this foot up in the air also helps sell it to the referee because it's quite clear that Derek is now attempting a counter move and not just falling on his back. So we want to take a look at this. So go ahead and do one.
Toward that end, guys, this leg that was sticking out right there, step in as much as you can and then go straight down and kick.
That's a great point because now that's kind of your base leg. So when Mike does come in and drop in, foot in, and it is very much a Hikkomi Gaeshi, isn't it? Okay, let's do the back view. Can you just show Mike from that back view? So watch how he comes in. We'll keep turning around. So yeah, let's do the back view. So keep your back to that there. Okay, so watch again. There you go. Comes in. See how he helped lift with the leg? That's really an important part. So not only are you using the momentum of him coming forward, it's a momentum type throw because you're rolling backward, holding onto him, but now you're helping lift him with the foot. And you're just putting it in there, it may not really have a whole lot of effect, but then it may. Because one thing it will show effect is that you are attempting a counter. So tactically, it's a good idea to do.
And you're hauling his upper part back this way anyways. So once you get that going, it's just kind of like you assist with the leg and the rest of the float.
Now, sometimes you will fall directly on your back, but I generally prefer, as you see Derek doing here, he's rolling more over his shoulder and back, more of a, like a shoulder roll, backward roll, as opposed to flat back somersault type roll.
The problem with that flat back part again too is that you tend to go over the back of your head and then crack your neck down. So coming over one of the shoulders takes your head out of the picture.
It also keeps you from going flat on your back and getting slammed. Like he could be shooting a nice Barote Gari double leg or double leg type throw. And if Derek doesn't control the roll, he will end up flat on his back and Mike will end up with a throw. So let's look at that again. Come in again, Mike. Watch how he comes over at angle. See how he does that? So that is important, I think. And a lot of people in doing TAWARA GAESHI, they don't go, that's one of those little small things that make big things happen, and you're not falling directly onto your back. If you fall directly onto your back, it could still work, don't get me wrong, but it lessens the chances of you being scored against if you roll a little over your side and your shoulder. Yeah, question?
Does it really matter which leg you elevate with as long as it's on the same side as his head?
Yeah, it does, and come on in, Mike, and show this. So if Mike's head is over here, okay, Derek wants to throw over this flank here. So to do that, this is going to be his base leg, okay? So go ahead. And he lifts with the other leg to help lift him over. So yes, it does matter. Yeah, that's a great question. Good.
Lead leg is always the flipping leg because the back leg, number one, you're front leg won't be your base anymore. It's in front of you and you're going that way. Okay? Secondly, you need to go straight down. If you use your front leg as your base leg, you go backwards by definition, right? I'm right here, I try and sit down, and I just went backwards, okay? Third, this leg is almost always out of the angle of the shot or the legs.
Okay, that was, yeah.
Are you an engineer? That's a great question. That's really a good question.
I'm a physics teacher.
Well, that makes sense, okay, it's logical stuff, but that's exactly what we've got going here. Show that again one more time. So when he does come in and shoot, base,